Hey guys, this is episode 14 of Hang with the Joneses. I am Rashad.
I'm Kesha. I'm trying to think how to say 14
Good,
Spanish.
you don't.
Come to me.
You don't. I know how to say it. I won't tell you.
Tell me.
No, I'm good. Joke's over. So, yeah, this is episode 14. That's why you drop your phone.
Right.
You can't go to anything now. No, don't get it. Don't get it. So,
Leave that low.
yeah. Let's get right to it. So today, just want to talk about it. The topic that I was going to talk about, we already talked about. So I just want to make sure
I thought so.
Yeah, get good memories on me. So today we're going to talk about basically how we resolve conflict. How we resolve conflict. I mean, because a lot of times people always ask, like, so they asked, like, somebody said, like one time I was like, I can't even see like y'all even having a conflict. I was
between us?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Somebody. I was like, really? Yo, like that's far from the truth. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just how just conflict resolution, how we resolve conflicts, how we meet at some sort of common ground, with our commonalities, and even how we are able to agree to disagree sometimes. Because sometimes there is no like resolution. It's just it is what it is. So that's what we're talking about today. How we resolve conflict. All right, so
how we resolve it?
How we resolve it?
Mr. Jones?
I don't know, man. It can be hard sometimes. I mean, and because most of the time I'm like the reason for the conflict.
I was thinking, most of the time it's his fault. So how do you resolve it?
How do I resolve? I mean, like it all depends on the severity of the issue.
So it's level. It's quarterly, right? But Sean would mess up in one area for like a good month or so, and then he'll resolve that, and then another quarter, another issue come up. Like, dog, what's going on? Why every quarter we got to go through a conflict? I
just feel like it's just how life happens. It progresses, things change. Life is hard. I try to be a good person.
Did you know to laugh when he said it?
It's so hard.
Did you notice how he laughed? He don't believe that himself.
I don't believe I try to be a good person.
You said I'm trying to be good. It turns to the Joker smile. Look.
Oh man, okay, so let's just we gotta take this back to like early on.
Oh Lord, when Nazi beat you in the head.
Yeah, so early relationship stuff, right? Because I'm being like seriously, like how we resolve conflict has evolved over the years. I think that's a very honest thing to say, because early on, like we had a way we wanted to do it. I don't think we were really doing it.
No, what were you
to a certain degree? Like basically, we would try to talk stuff out, or
scream stuff out. Well, he never screams.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't scream. That's one of my triggers.
And Kesha doesn't scream either because she doesn't know how to breathe from her diaphragm. so it's a whole lot of noise. It's like only going like this far from her face. Like, yo, like,
my children like, wow, we can't hear you.
Like, yo.
But in my head, I'm screaming real loud.
Yeah, and that sound is going nowhere. So yeah, we try to talk, and a lot of times, like, I know for me, I would just be like super either passive aggressive or like I just shut down totally.
And I'm a shut downer.
Yeah, you would shut down in a heartbeat.
I'll shut down. Like, I'm done. I don't want to talk about it. We gonna leave this for, I'm not even sure, another day. We just gonna drop it right here.
Maybe sometimes, I know sometimes, like, we used to, like, have an argument about something, and then, like, it just would just not, it just would dissipate into nothing, and then, like, it just be no resolution. It just be like, all right, what's for dinner? And, like, that'd be the end of the conflict.
Something real silly. Yeah. Or one of our biggest thing, and it's kind of still is, when we have a disagreement, if one of us say a word incorrectly, the argument's over. It's like the person who who said the word correctly, you won. Like, argument done, you lost by default because you said the word wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like that with our children. I remember when Desiree was young, and I don't remember what she did. That's our oldest child. You was chastising her, and you like in her face, and he said a word wrong. Desiree bust out in like this hearty laugh. It was like, well, she won because you didn't say that word right.
Yeah, conflict over.
It was, and you just laughed and walked off. It's like I can't do it. I can't say anything because I said the word wrong.
Yeah, like I mispronounced the word. It's done.
Remember that laugh? It was like she turned red. It was a hearty
I
laugh.
think she was like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
She wasn't old.
She was like 4 or 5.
Yeah, so that's definitely one way. I'm not sure that's a great way.
I don't know, but why does that work for us? It's really like when that happened, really the conflict is over, though.
Yeah, it like.
Did we find a resolution? I don't know.
Nah, like we just basically this is what happens. Like we broke being angry. Like a lot of time, like me, like me being angry, like it doesn't take me a lot to be angry. Like I'm like my feelings hurt, I'm angered.
And it takes me a while.
And Kesha is like it's a build up. So when Kesha is angered, she remains in that anger way longer than I do.
Yeah, because it's like he gets angry, boom, it's done. Me, it's like steps. It's like I was a little bit ticked. It takes me a long time to get angry, but when I'm angry, it takes me a long time to come back down because it's like a builder for me.
Yeah, it's such a like climbing the mountain.
Yeah, and he's like I just imagine Tasmanian devil like and go okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I don't want
to.
Like I can't stay here for so long.
Yeah.
So that's.
And we had to learn how, almost kind of like when we took the test, the 5 love language. That's including how our communication styles were. That was including our communication styles and how we disagree.
Yeah, I don't even remember that.
Yeah, we did. Probably need to take it over there if you don't remember.
Yeah, whatever.
Our love language was quite different, but that even.
Do you remember what yours was?
I had to see it.
Wasn't it words of affirmation?
Mm-hmm. Yours was like being more touchy. See, I can't even say the word. That's how far removed it is from me. Affectionate.
Yeah,
there we go.
Like a touchy feeling, touch.
So like
physical
that.
attraction. Yeah,
yours is more. Yours was more intimacy.
Yeah.
Mine was one word for. Mine was gifts.
Yeah, words of affirmation and gifts. Those are very strong.
Yes, but even saying that we had to learn how to. When I saw this, I had to learn to talk man, and you had to learn to talk women.
Yeah, and like that was Yeah,
let me tell you, back
hard.
in the day, I could have said like, Rashad's like, "What's wrong with you?" I used to do this like, I'm not gonna tell him. I'm gonna sit here, and he's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Nothing." What's on? Nothing. What's on? Until it was like, "You know what?" And I finally kind of tell you, but I can say a litany of stuff like, "This wrong, this wrong, this wrong." Rashad would say something that was so far left, like, what? I didn't say, like, I could have said, I'm mad because my leg hurt, all this stuff. He was like, so you mad because you didn't want to go to the movies? What? Like,
I was like, it's what you mad about, you can't be mad about.
Right.
This makes no sense to me.
And he literally, that's how we communicate. It was like, I just literally laid it out for you, and you come in with this conclusion that was like...
I'm like, because, like, a lot, especially early on, like, in my mind, like, your reason for being wrong is stupid. So it has to be something else.
Yeah, you hear that, right?
That's just how I felt.
Right. So we come to a place of learning that no matter how big it is for you, or little, if it's concern for the partner, it's a concern for you.
Yeah.
Because then that would heighten the situation. Like, because I'm telling you that I'm upset because the cat set me on, whatever it was. And then you tell me it's not important. That's stupid. It's like...
Yeah, in my mind, I'm said out loud.
Yeah, but your demeanor.
Yeah.
Your body language is terrible.
It is. I never denied that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, I agree with that. And then, like...
Never assume. That's a big one we had to...
Yeah, we both had to really grasp that. That, and just like, even comes to communication styles, the way in which you communicated, like, you would hold it in and then have all this, like, verbal diarrhea and be like, yo, like, where all this even come from? Like, I asked you several times, I know you have a problem. I can see it in your face. Like, your face is so tense right now. It looks like your eyeballs are going to come out your forehead, but you don't want to say anything. And like, and and it was like it was very exhausting early on.
Because to me, I'm definitely the one that when I finally get to the point where I'm angry, I need time to cool down because what's going on in my mind, if I say it, it's not going to be good. So I need time to cool down, say what's logical. Am I being just emotional? Because some stuff, it could be really emotional. So I need a cool down period. That's my coping skill for me, or conflict resolution for me. I need time to separate from the situation and talk to Rashad's opposite. It's so down. Let's talk right now. No, I can't talk right now because if you get all these emotions in my head, it's not going to be good. And I'm going to say something I can't take back.
Yeah, and that'd be real bad if that happened.
Yeah. So we had to learn, like, you had to give me a moment. We finally came to a conclusion. When I'm angry, I need a moment. Don't come talk to me. We made a deal because he wants to discuss it, like, right there and then. We're not going to sleep on this. We're going to have it solved before the end of the night. But I need a moment.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back, but don't talk to me. Don't ask me what's wrong. Don't look at me. Don't say hi to me. Don't apologize. Go in the other room. And then come back. And then I will come. We'll be good. I will talk. I promise to talk about it.
Yeah.
Just give me a moment to process my feelings.
Yeah, I know eventually you'll be hungry.
Or that.
You gonna want to eat something.
That is a true story. I don't know what it is. Like, I was upset with him this morning. And he knows I was upset. He gonna text me, so you hungry? I was like, oh, oh. Yeah, I'm hungry. I was like, he is playing. I was like, think I don't know this tactic? I was talk, what you want to eat?
So, you hungry, right?
I was like, really?
I'll say, yeah. I said, nah, I ain't about to have my whole day you being pissed. I ain't doing that. It's too early.
You sure that he knows? Or bring me something sweet. Game over.
Like, oh, man. Got that cupcake you wanted.
Come on over. Shonda is one. She has a restaurant called Crunchy Chicken in Chesapeake. So
I forgot. What's her real
country?
It's not. But
It's Ruby Love.
Yeah,
Ruby Love.
Ruby Love, yeah.
So I love her meals. I love when she bakes up. So if I'm angry, he'll come in out of nowhere. Hey, I got this for Shonda, which is the Ruby Love. I got this cake for you. I'm looking like.
Yeah. Again, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though I forgot, I innately know what your love language is, and it's gifts. You know what I'm saying? So like,
but it can't be. But this is the thing. Even though it's gift, it can't be. It has to be a gift that's felt.
Yeah, it has to be thoughtful.
Yeah.
And you know, like I be thinking all the time. So.
Shut up. So this I know it's crazy. Like he can buy me a car. If I don't feel like his heart in it, it doesn't. His heart is in it. It means absolutely nothing to me. It means nothing to me. But he can make me a car, and I feel like his heart is in it. That means more to me than the car he bought me.
Yeah.
And I'm just more into the sentiment value as opposed to, like, 'cause you can buy something but not have your heart into it. So that means you really didn't think about me.
Yeah, and I really don't do that because I know if I'm trying to resolve a conflict or an issue that's not gonna really help at all, and it's gonna just.
He buys me all my favorite stuff.
It's just gonna. It's
Mickey
just gonna.
Mouse, purple.
Yeah, yo. What else you want?
Heart stuff.
Yeah.
I'm getting Amazon knocking on the door. Says, "Oh, I got this for you."
Oh man, like let's go to the door, yo. You wanna get the door? You should get the door.
But that's not a way to always handle conflict.
It's not. It's not a good way. It's just a way. It's not. It's not
a good way because that is nothing being really resolved. We just procrastinate. We don't really. He does do that sometimes too.
Yeah, but that's not my go-to.
But we definitely got to talk. Me being my profession, we got to talk about it.
Yeah,
it's no getting around.
Yeah, and I don't like. That's the thing. Like I don't mind talking about it. Like the bottom line is, in order to resolve conflict, you have to talk, and we have learned the best ways to communicate our issues to each other. I know, for me. It takes me, even though I want to talk about it, because I want to. Okay, me wanting to talk about it after it happens is me wanting to clear the air. You know what I'm saying? It's not really like I'm trying to explain myself. Like, nah, like okay, this happened, yada yada. Like I really want to get to a place where we can actually have a real discussion about it. me, like, I don't like to be in prolonged states of uncertainty, because those prolonged states of uncertainty for me bring on anxiety, and I don't like living in that state and in that place, but for so long. Like, I'm not. Like, the older I've gotten, the more I've learned to let that go. And what I've had to learn is, because I'm not there, it doesn't mean that I don't care about what happened. Because sometimes it'll, like, because if you know me, like, it'll look like oh, Rashad's just done. It's not even recognizing what's going on, and it's really just me trying to get out of that state so I can function the rest of the day. Because like, even though me and you may have like a little, like, you know, a little tiff or whatever, we still have kids, we still have jobs, still have responsibilities. So since you're so high on my list, I can't let our issue affect everybody else that's below that, because it's going to trickle down eventually. You know what I'm saying? So like,
and see, that's the thing. We talked about this last time. I multitask, so me and him could just be not good. Like, hello, how you doing? And just
yo, like, and that's be crazy, like, especially early on. I'm like, yo, like, we were just sitting here, like, really, like, you really upset, and you just answer the phone like that and talk to them like that.
Like,
I'll be pissed. Like, yo, like,
I'm working with a client. Yeah,
my
they go back to him
God.
like, I'm still upset with you.
I can't. Like, nah, that's not in my life. You know, I'm like,
I can do it. I can speak two languages. Meaning, I'm gonna still be open. Let that phone ring. It's a client. I'll pick it up and just be happy and pick up that phone. Now, come on, back. Let's finish.
Nah, yo, like, I had to settle this in my
You said
mind.
he's like, oh, she could think of, it ain't over because I was nice to that person.
Like, yeah, all right, good. I can talk this out in the car. Hold on, like, oh my God, yo, can we finish this?
We have a full conversation.
Can we get past this, yo? Like, what do you want for dinner? Like,
and then went before. Now I came into his last 5-6 years, came to the state, or when I was pregnant, that when I was emotional, I wanted food. But before this, when I was emotional, angry, I didn't eat.
yeah.
So that tactic didn't work. That, you know, so when he like, let's eat, nope, I don't want anything from you. I don't want no food from you. I don't want nothing. I don't even want to eat. Because when my emotions were high, it's suppressed, like I wasn't hungry or anything.
Yeah. So,
now it's the opposite.
Very
oh,
much
Lord.
so.
I kind of wish I had that again.
Yeah, it was scary. Like, you not like, just be like, you know.
And truly not be hungry. Not that like I was purposely like, I'm going to starve myself. I wouldn't be hungry because I would be so angry.
Yeah.
But we had to, because I remember one time we got to a disagreement about something, and I said something, and it was like years later, and he brought it up. I was like, oh my gosh. So I made a decision to myself, I'm never going to speak in anger again. I'm going to take this time, and we worked out, I need time for a breather. Because he's kind of like, what's going on? What happened? Let's talk. He pushed me, and then it's like, I can't. You want to know? You get everything. So I need time. I have to have a cool down time. I have to separate myself. I have to think about what happened. I have to think about if my thoughts are logical.
Yeah, because a lot of times they don't be.
Don't lie. You don't say you don't did it.
But still, I could did it. Still don't mean it makes sense.
Yeah, it don't make sense you did it. You're right. You're right.
Another thing too, I'm glad you brought that up. So like, even I was like, I had to learn that just because it doesn't make sense to me doesn't mean it doesn't make sense. And there'll be some certain situations where like, I'm like, yo, like, why am I trying to resolve something that I don't even understand? Like, it doesn't even make sense to me.
Oh, but that's a good one you brought, but trying to resolve. We had to have a conversation about the resolve because twofold. Sometimes I would talk to him and I treat you as one of my girlfriends. So I wanted the same reaction, like, girl, you know, and I have to get mad because he doesn't give me that reaction, but he's not a woman, so you can't give him that reaction. But also, I tell Rashad stuff, and he goes in protective mode, and he comes out with a solution. No, I was telling you this because I just want to verbalize. I just want to tell you everything, get it off me. I want to de-stress. I just want to talk and process this. I don't need your solution. I might even have a solution, but I just want to talk. So we had to even go with that with conflict resolution.
Because you want to vent about stuff, but I didn't understand, like, why are you venting and you don't want to do anything about it? Mm-hmm. To me, like, it was a fruitless endeavor. Like, Why I gotta keep having the same conversation about this same angst, and you don't want to do nothing with it? After the fourth time, like, I'm done hearing about this.
And see, and that's even with statistically why women tend to live longer, especially black women, black men, than black men, because that right there, talking. Because if I'm talking, to me, I'm talking, it helps get it off my chest. But he went into like, I'm tired of hearing this, so we gonna do this. Wait, we mean we gonna do this? Even though I'm talking to you, this is not really a we issue. This is something about my job. Well, I just go to your job and I talk to my. You gonna do what? No, you're not going to my job.
Because it really feels like you need some help.
Right.
So like,
you are not
either you get this help or stop talking about this.
Right, as I come to your job. No. So I had to break it down to you like this, as in I walk with spiritual walk. There's some crosses that's for me. Mm-hmm. You cannot carry my cross, as I would never learn the lesson. Some things I have to carry in order to get the lessons, or to get the blessing. You can't carry it for me. So I had to come to, we had to refigure that. I had to come to him and say, hey, I need you just to talk. I'm upset. Or, I need you to help me with this. I had to restart off with the conversation to kind of get his mindset on.
Yeah, you got to set my expectation. Because, like, if you just come in with a bunch of problems, I'm like, okay, you want my help, obviously.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
and then it's like he taking me, then I'm getting scriptures, I'm getting preaching, I'm getting solutions.
Because, like I said, if I hear this thing, like, 4 times in the past, like, week, this is a problem for you. Mm-hmm. And, like, in my mind, like, you're not just venting. You need help. So how do you...
I'm venting.
Like, yo, like, and also, like, and especially, like, for a lot of men are like, yo, like, why do you keep telling me the same thing?
Yeah.
And you won't do nothing about it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
for women, sometimes we call it, like, girl, what happened today?
Yeah, like, I'm about to get a rundown every day.
So that's one thing in conflict resolution. I had to come in with the goal in mind, saying, I want to just talk to you. I do not want you to problem solve. I don't need you solving. I don't need you to come and save me. This is not Captain Saver, girl. And then sometimes I have to say, like, hey, what's your thoughts on this? I need your opinion. And I think that kind of helped with your mindset. Like, okay, I know she's just talking, so.
Yeah, definitely.
And I even know I have a window of talking, too. Because I'm talking too long. And sometimes I push, I'm like, oh, he really look like he interested. I'm going to push this for another 20, 30 minutes. But I can tell his face still just like that. I'm like, okay. All right, so let me call my friend.
No, yeah, I've had my fill for the day.
Like, let me call a woman.
Like, for example, like, I won't say no name. There's a particular person back when Kesha was working in office that she would always refer to and talk about. Like, yo, I should not know this much about this person, and I should not know how this person looks, how they act, how they respond to stuff. I know so much about this person. You know what I'm saying? Just by having conversation about what's going on at work. And it's, okay, and even like, okay, so like, and this will be the last conflict. So one of our conflicts was basically just, how was your day at work? And my day was like,
yeah,
work was cool. And that's it. I don't want to, like, when I got home, I don't want to talk about work. I just left work. My mentality was, when I leave those doors, I have a new set of issues to deal with, and it has nothing to do with whatever high school I'm working in. That's just my mindset. I had to compartmentalize it. Like, for me at the time, melding it all together was just too much. Like, I can't do this. I don't want to do it like this. But then Kesha would be like, oh, so she took it as, like, me not wanting to be a part of what I do. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, there's nothing to do with you, one. And then two, I don't really want to talk about work because I'm at home. Like, I used to spend most of my day at work anyway. I don't want to talk about work no more.
And sometimes it was like major things that's going to work that I should know.
Yeah, because like, just because it was at work, like, I left it at work.
Right. But then even that didn't work because you realized later on you really didn't have it in the compartment. That's it exploded.
Yeah. So even in that, like, it became a point where, like, I was talking to therapy. I was talking to her about it one day, and my therapist was like, well, you have to be able to let people in on your entire life, especially especially your spouse. And I was like, but it's stupid though. And she was like, but it's not stupid to her.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, you suck.
Mm-hmm.
But like, but she was right though, because Keisha just wanted to feel like she had a space in what I was doing, even though I don't really, even right now, like I don't want to talk about work, but I know to a certain aspect you wanna converse about it. So I'll be like more open to divulge certain things or funny stories come up like I tell, but like outside of that, like I still keep it to a minimum.
Mm-hmm. And me, I'm like, so I woke up today and when I went inside. I sat at my desk in the morning time. Then I had lunch. Like I'm like that.
I drove. It was foggy today. Woo, it was foggy this morning. And then like I couldn't get a park. There was no
Yeah, like,
park.
I'm serious.
I had to walk so far. And then when I got to my desk, somebody was coughing, and I started spraying Lysol all over the office. I mean, like, oh my god, yo, like we really about to do this whole day today.
True story.
This is so much like yesterday, but it's today.
This is a true story. That ain't a lie. That the exact thing. I mean, literally, I told, and I had to fight. I had to go ahead and park in Wakanda, and I can't.
Like, and you can believe what so-and-so said to me today? Oh my God, the same so-and-so tomorrow before? Yes, I can. I can believe that. Because they're stupid. And like, why won't you just accept that?
But we talked about it and we still talk about it. Leaving that, like, when you marry a person, you marry the whole person. So leaving that part out is leaving out part of yourself. Because you go to work, I know you go to work, so why is it like that part is like blank? It's like between whatever time till you get home, that's a blank slate. And I'm like, no. And then also, Rashad thinks he put things in compartments. He doesn't. Because sometimes you come home upset. I'm like, what happened? Nothing. I know something must have happened at work because you come home upset.
Yeah.
No. So with me, it helped me. Because I was like, oh, I can't wait to talk to him. And he like, you finished telling me about work? I was like, oh my God, bah, bah, bah.
It's like, oh God, here goes so-and-so with talking stupid again.
Even to the fact that he knows, he hasn't met my coworkers and he knows their names. And even when I say story, he's like, it's such and such. I'm like, yeah, that is.
You sure are right about that. Like, yeah.
I'm like, I didn't even know that. But we had to learn. We had to learn. So a relationship is give and take. Even though you don't like talking about it, you got to give me a little, and you got to take me talking about my work day. Some things I do kind of cut out because I'm like, he really don't care about me getting out the car and walking to. I think.
Nah. So
some things I had to.
Yeah, definitely had to give me the bridge version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, them just say the high points. Like, if this is a movie, I'm just say the climax.
Good.
And that's it.
Well, like, what action at?
Right. That's what I have to do. Yeah.
What action?
And sometimes in the story, he like, I'm like, you didn't get that?
I guess it's like, is there anything else?
And we like when reason put this up because this will cause conflict. Like, this will cause, like, a disagreement between us. Because I felt like he was hiding something. Like, you're not letting me this other part work. And he felt like I was give him too much and not telling you not to solve it.
Yeah, like, and then even like, okay, so even with that, like, and this is a conflict you had to resolve too. Like, when Keisha would drive home and be tired, and then use me as the person that I'm gonna talk to stay up with.
Yeah.
And then
that sounds good.
I had to basically endure this conversation.
Yeah.
After I had been talking and teaching all day long.
Right.
And still want to be like me to be like, like really like into this conversation.
Especially when I worked at night. Oh
Hard.
my gosh.
So difficult.
And I worked like kind of like in the call center. I ain't had nothing to talk about.
And it's like 10 o'clock and like I'm like done. I'm done for the day. And even when you was like get up for like 4, I'm like, oh my God, yo, like it's about to be the longest conversation about nothing. I really hope it's something good happened today. Because I can't take it today.
Like, we talked literally about, oh my gosh, like the peas. I mean,
it's just
like
random.
The vegetables, like anything. Because especially working night, I'm so tired. I need to stay up. So I need him to talk to me so I can step right. It's plenty times when working at night, I don't know how I got home. Like, I can't remember how I got home because I was just so daggone tired. So I used to use him. And plus, where we live, it's like really dark. So if you're tired, it really will love you to sleep. Like you have to be kind of really, real alert because there's no light. So you can really easily go to sleep at the wheel. And it's been times I'm like, thank you, God, because I don't know how I made it home. I don't know how I made it home today because I don't remember the drive. But so I would call Rashad so he can help me stay up. But sometimes, especially working in the call center, nothing really exciting happens. So sometimes I was called to talk about. Literally, we held the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like,
it sucks.
like it was.
Yeah.
So
those are the times where, like, and those are the times where I definitely want to talk about work.
Yeah.
How was work? Oh, work was cool.
That's what I would get, and that was like.
Yeah, but the moral of the story today is,
We gotten better.
yeah, that and in order to resolve any conflict, there has to be productive communication.
And I always say never assume. I do not assume. I know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. I ask you.
Yeah.
Don't assume.
Those are two good points. Productive conversation, communication. Don't assume.
And we had to even think about before wrapping it up. Who are we fighting? Who are the enemies? Because we're a team. Why am I going when we have disagreement? Like I'm going for your juggler and vice versa. You know, then after all is said and done, it's like, well, did you really win? Because you just took down, even though it was you, you just took down the whole team.
Yeah.
You know, so we had to learn how to like, okay, we're not gonna try to cut each other.
Yeah, it's not about wins or losses.
Yeah, because if you cut each other, it's a loss.
Yeah.
You know? And then even how to have a disagreement in front of our children.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
That's a whole nother yeah.
Got on time, but yeah, I think we're done for the day. That was pretty decent, pretty verbose and robust conversation. So, again, I'm Rashad, it's Kesha. We talking about resolving conflict. I really hope you guys, take a tool or two if you need, or implement something that we do if it's beneficial. Make sure you are like, subscribe, share, all those great things. Hit the bell as well. I would love for you guys to join us on patreon.com/hangingwiththejoneses if you guys want to support. Also on the social medias, IG and Facebook. No need for Twitter. Again, thank you. If you support us, man, we love you. We really appreciate it. Make sure you have any questions, write it down in the comment section or hit us up on social media. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great week.
See you later.